I think it's important to speak on mental health because it's often overlooked, and we need to raise awareness and let others know that they're not alone.
I know in my heart that the way that we can break stigma, reduce stigma around mental health is to talk about it.
When you keep things just in your head and you just go over it in your mind, it becomes this big black cloud that keeps getting bigger and bigger, and it never gets checked back into place. You hear other people share their stories. You say, hey, I went through this, and they say, hey, I went through something like it. Here's how I felt better about it.
Mental health can be something that's such an invisible struggle, but so universal too.
It's just important for people to be able to feel like they can be honest about whatever they're going through. So if that means struggling mentally or struggling physically or anything, I think people should feel free and encouraged to talk about that.
Everyone has some kind of struggle with it, and at the same time, we often feel really alone in that struggle when we're not.
The reason why it's so important to talk about mental health is there's a big stigma around it, as most people know.
At some point, everyone has struggled with their mental wellness.
We should honestly be talking about mental health in the same way we talk about physical health. Not only does that help educate us about it and what it can feel like, but that empowers us to get help sooner rather than later.
Being able to talk about it is one of the first steps in making sure that we can better society and better ourselves.
When you break a leg, you see a bone sticking through the skin, or you can see it on an x-ray. Mental health isn't like that. And I think because people can't see the problem, they can't understand it. And oftentimes we fear what we don't understand.
I have 100% experienced times when social media has rocked my mental health. You're putting yourself out there for millions of people. It's inevitable you're going to get judged, and that can take its toll on you.
Not everybody in the world is kind. You're going to have to deal with a lot of hatred and love, even if it's hard, even if it requires you to be the bigger person and you want to defend yourself or you want to say something rude back. It's always best to take the high road.
I also try to remind myself that what I see online is not always the reality of things. Taking action to not compare yourself to those posts is very crucial.
There are definitely certain accounts and certain genres of social media that I avoid because I know it'll result in negative spirals about body image or, success or fashion, whatever it is. But there are just as many, if not more, things and accounts that bring me a lot of joy and a lot of acceptance and a lot of peace.
When people started posting with no makeup on, when they said how their day actually was, I think that's when a shift happened. Being online and being transparent about what is actually going on in your reality is really important.
You should be creating content that matters to you. Create content that feels good, content that resonates with you.
I think for a long time in households of minorities, we were all told that we had to be strong and sometimes hold your feelings in.
You're given so much community support. Your aunties, your uncles, your cousins, your aunties, uncles, cousin, brother, sister, they're around to, show you love and be your caretaker and check up on you. To them, they feel like you have no reason to be not mentally okay. I can see an African mom being like, I've given you clothes, I've given you food, I put a roof over your head. Why are you depressed? That's their mentality. It's but they don't understand that it's deeper than that,
Many of the adults I knew growing up had 2 jobs, which left very little time to focus on things that concern mental health.
It's definitely difficult to try and feel like there's a space to talk about what may be going on inside of your brain when your own cultural background doesn't necessarily put an emphasis on it.